In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. And so here's how the show works, you guys. We start off over on Instagram. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, go follow me now at Livin' Low Carb Man. That's LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you are there, you can actually access the content live, just like all these people are doing right now. If you missed the live, it's all good. You can actually access the content on replay on Instagram, so go do that up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, it does disappear, so go to YouTube, where we house all the past episodes of Jimmy Rants on YouTube. So type in a keyword, Jimmy Rants, on YouTube, on a Google search, you will find the show. Finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast on Apple Podcast as well as on Stitcher, where you can access the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form. JimmyRants.com is the website. Today's Jimmy Rants is episode 200. So, been doing this since October, you guys, where I have come on here and I talk about all kinds of things, mostly in the world of nutritional health, a lot of mindset types of stuff. Today, I want to get a little philosophical with you, because I think sometimes we put limitations on ourselves, and we pretend like we are in a box and don't have unlimited ability and power to pretty much accomplish anything we want. So yesterday on the last Jimmy Rants, I teased by doing this number to you. That was the tease at the end of yesterday's Jimmy Rants. So what I want to ask you about here today is, what difference would a Benjamin make in your life? What difference would having $100 in your possession make in your life? What need would it satisfy? So I actually threw this up on all my social media channels. I also put it up as a pinned, not a pinned, but a story comment. So I got some really interesting things in from people. This person said they'd pay their electric bill. And I know it's very difficult. We just got our electric bill here in South Carolina. For some reason, the last couple of years, December and January, they have bilked the crap out of us with our electric bill. I don't know what that's about. But it's been just astronomically higher than any other time the rest of the year. But yes, electric bill. That's a big one. This person said some birthing herbs. Since starting keto, I changed the way I'm doing a lot of things, including birth. And so someone wants to enhance some parts of their health, reproductive health. Someone else said blood work, so I can evaluate my health markers. And there are all kinds of companies out there that do that. We use one called privatemdlabs.com, where you can run all your own tests. There's another one called anylabtestnow.com, but they're expensive. They do cost money to be able to run a slate of tests like that. This person was thinking about his mom's car and putting brakes on it. So brakes, I don't even know what brakes cost anymore, but I'm assuming it's more than $100, but $100 would go a long way towards helping with that. Someone else said it's cold this time of year, so I need some more propane for heat. As you can see, there are a lot of needs that people have. What else do we have? This person says good walking shoes. So you can get a really good pair of walking shoes for $100. Okay. This person said my student loans. I don't think $100 is going to make much of a dent in thousands of dollars worth of student loans. I remember mine was astronomically high. I had no student loans from my undergrad because I worked all through college, but then I went to grad school and it was very difficult, so I couldn't work as hard in grad school as I did in undergrad. So I had to take out a lot of loans. And so, yeah, it was tens of thousands of dollars, which this would barely be a drop in the bucket. But I suppose any amount towards it would be good. Someone else said a thyroid panel, so kind of piggybacking on top of kind of the health one from someone earlier. My wife said an MRI for her MS. So could you buy an MRI for $100? I don't know. If you're just joining us, we're talking about what difference would $100 make in your life. And we all have these needs, and I'm going through a lot of them that were posted on my Instagram story, and definitely you guys feel free to chime in below what difference $100 would make in your life and what need would it go towards. So what else do we have here? On a need, Low Carb USA ticket because I really, really need to go. Yeah, you could go to a keto conference. I guess it's debatable whether that's actually a need or not. Keto and glucose tests for my Keto Mojo. That would be another thing that someone would want to. Someone else said more keto books. Yeah, so if you buy the Kindle, Kindles are generally about $10. So you can get 10 keto books for $100. That's pretty good. Put it toward fencing our property so I don't have to hear the neighbors dog bark. This was fascinating, by the way, to be able to kind of throw out there. What would you spend if you had an extra $100? What would you spend it on? What need would it go towards? This person said good steaks, definitely a meat that we normally can't afford to buy. Yeah. This person said the school fees for the children, $100 would help a lot to go towards those. I could not imagine being a parent of a little kid, because I hear about all these little fees that they charge parents now. It's disgusting. To help my daughter out of the pickle she's in. I really loved seeing this part, because when I threw this out there kind of generically, what need would it serve? I was fully expecting a lot of people to have things for themselves, but there was quite a few responses that said, my daughter is in a financial jam right now. I need to, I would help them. And so thinking of others is always a good thing in this kind of conversation. Springtime, time to expand the garden, probably some kid tools so they can learn as well. That's really good. I would give it to a family member that needs it more than me, what I was just talking about. This person said a functional medicine consult. Can you get one for $100? I don't know what any of this stuff costs that some of these people have asked about, but that's good. Towards college stuff for my daughter. So that's never a bad thing. This one was funny. Fatty meats to get back on keto again. So, yeah. $100. Although if you only spend the $100 on ribeyes, you'll get about 10 ribeyes, and that's the $100. But I guess that would get you going again. This person said an Instant Pot, and yes, that's a need. I guess it's debatable whether it's a need or not, but it certainly would make your keto a lot easier, right? Supplements for the necessary things to grow my hair. I lost a lot when I was stressed out. Ooh. Maybe a yoga class to help lower your stress in your life. This one, put it towards debt that was incurred trying to live on a single income when my husband left me. Sorry to hear that, by the way. But that's the use. Let's see. Like I said, I got a ton of really great responses. This person said debt reduction. Again, if you have tens of thousands of dollars worth of debt, $100 is only going to go just so far towards reducing that, but I suppose it's a step in the right direction. Oh, this was a funny one. Interesting question. Maybe take my husband to a steakhouse. Feed that boy some steak. What else do we have here? I would help my husband pay for a catalytic converter on his truck that he needs. So, as you can see, the needs are many. And so if you're just joining us, I'm talking about what difference would $100 make in your life? What need would it satisfy? So it's a philosophical question because you're not just going to pick up $100 just anywhere. And so what I want to talk about is, how do you get this kind of money when you need it? Because sometimes people feel like they're trapped, that what they make as far as money goes is the most they'll ever make. They'll never be able to catch up. Maybe you feel like you're drowning in bills. Maybe you feel like there's no hope that you'll ever be able to earn more than you earn now, to be able to have that extra $100 to do all those things that I just mentioned. And I'm here to tell you, Christine and I have been in that situation big time. In fact, it was right at 10 years ago where I did not make a single dime for about 8 months in a row. It was hard. I mean, really, really hard. When I was making no money, it was about the time the economy took a downturn and people just weren't spending any money. And so we had to go very minimalist. We cut off our cable. We turned off our phones. We basically went down to the very basics. I want to say at that time, we didn't have chickens or anything like that at the time. And I still had a lot of student loan debt. I had a lot of credit card debt. We were not in a good place financially. And so when push came to shove, this could have been $1 million to us, because that was a lot of money to us. And it's still a lot of money now, don't get me wrong. But back then, when we were really hurting and we had all those needs, that was a lot of money. And so what can you do when you have needs that $100 can help fulfill, which we've talked about here already today? What do? You know what you do? You look at what you're doing in your life. And we had to do that. We literally, I think we lived on eggs and the cheapest of the cheap food that we could in 2009, when we were flat broke and were making no money and didn't know how all the bills were going to be paid. And it was a very dark place. I know a lot of you guys go through this kind of financial pressure in your own life, where you go through this dark time where you just don't know how you're going to pay the next bill. And that's a scary place. I get it. But what do? You tighten the belt. So we got rid of cable. Everybody, I can't get rid of cable. I've got to watch. No, you don't. Get rid of cable. We got the very minimalist on our phone. And that was hard too, because I'm a techie kind of guy. If I didn't have my iPhone I was shooting this on right now, I might go a little batty. But you do what you got to do, and you survive. So what can you do to pull yourself out of that? You can actually start to do things to try to create more income. And that sounds easy. People are like, well, that's easy for you to say. You write books now and you're successful. And yes, I'm successful now. But a decade ago, I was about ready to give all this up. And it was at that very moment when I was tempted to give it all up. Living La Vida low carb would have went poof, gone. There would have been no keto clarity. There would have been no complete guide to fasting. There would have been no, none of the stuff that I do now. All of it would have never happened. And look at the blessing I would have missed. So I want to encourage you guys, maybe today, $100 would make a huge difference in your life. And if $100 makes a huge difference in your life, then you should do all that you can to get that and so much more into your life. And if it means you start building something and creating something that people want, if it means you start building a company, a brand, a something on your own, there are so many opportunities online today that even 20 years ago would have been unheard of. 20 years ago, nobody would have heard about being a professional podcaster online, because you wouldn't have known what it was 20 years ago. But now there's a bunch of people online. Now there's a lot of people that are making this into a business. And so if you're stuck in a financial rut where $100 would make a huge difference in your life, I want to encourage you. What are you passionate about? What are you good at? What is it in your life that you're hoping will magically just drop into your lap? It always tickles me when people say, well, if I won the lottery, I would. And I'm going, why do you have to spend your money on a worthless thing like a lottery to get your financial goals? Don't you want to get your financial goals doing something that you love, doing something that you're passionate about? Don't you want to experience the freedom that comes from, if I have $100 need in my life, I can just plop down $100 and boom, it's done? Guys, this is something that I'm so passionate about, and I know it's way off the script of what I normally talk about here on Jimmy Rants, but I just have a heart for seeing other people succeed. And I've done my part to try to help other people become financially successful. I've helped probably about 50 different people get a book contract with my publisher. And I'm constantly mentoring various people, trying to help them grow their brand and grow their business, because I want to see people succeed. I want to see people not have to worry about, where do I get $100 from to take care of any need? And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I'm really anxious to see what you think about this idea of what difference would $100 make in your life, and what need would it satisfy, and how are you preparing yourself to get to that place where this is not a big deal to plop down $100 for any given need that you have. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Adam wants to know if I gained or still lost weight after doing keto carnivore. Seems like you lose. Do I look like I've lost weight? Yes, I've continued to lose weight. Let's see here. Happy 200. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Little kids do put some limits. Yes, Kitty Caddick, you do have little munchkins in the house. And so this would go a long way, doesn't it? So $100 depends on how you use it, need or fun. Well, that's why I said, what need would it satisfy, Bullock, in 2018? And so you're right. You could do it for fun and just blow it, or you could put it towards something that you truly need. RL Blackbean says, a new pair of jeans. My husband keeps complaining mine are all too loose. That's a nice problem to have. He needs to stop complaining, though. Josh says I'd put it towards a medical copay. See, if you're at that point, Josh, that's disheartening to me, that you're at the point where you have to decide whether you need to pay a copay. I mean, I hate that for you, buddy. My husband's birthday from January, didn't get to celebrate it, says Bonnie. You can still celebrate it. And I could think of a few gifts you could probably give him that would not require $100. Having a budget would make the choice easy, says Bullock in 2018. Yeah, but budgeting is something people don't really put a lot of emphasis on, but it does help. And if you stick within a budget, hardly ever do you go without having most of your needs taken care of. More keto mojo and carnivore groceries, says Joed. Yes. Like I said, those steaks, if you get $100 worth of ribeye steaks, that's like 10 steaks and you're done. Catalytic converters don't go bad. Other engine problems need to be fixed first. Make sure it's not under warranty. Oh, thank you for that. We have a professional mechanic on board, so thank you for sharing your experience. Kitty Caddick says, live like no one else to live like no one else. Who said that? You know, yes, that was Dave Ramsey. And Dave Ramsey is a very famous financial advisor guy on the radio. What's his moniker? You're listening to the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb and cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. Yes, I'm a big fan. I was meant to catch you live today, says Stephen E. I needed to hear this. And you're one of those people I've tried to help build the brand, and you're doing a great job This is the thing, as you're building a brand and you're trying to up your side game when it comes to sources of income, it takes patience. Christine and I will tell you, we didn't make a dime for a very long time when I started Living La Vida Low Carb. Not a single dime. And it was hard because you start getting the ugliness and you start getting all the pressures as if you do, and you're not. And it's very difficult to stay engaged in that when there doesn't seem to be any reciprocation coming back in the form of like income. But let me encourage you. Let my story be the encouragement to you that if you stick with it, eventually it could pay off. We eat out like once a year to get the best foods possible. That is our number one priority, says Kat. Yep. You are inspiring. Thank you, Bonnie. You try to be. Kimberly says, our sermon yesterday was about growing in the middle. You are left one shore and someone else needs you on the other side. Yeah. Learn why you're in the middle. Yeah, when you're out there in the middle, that could be a little challenging sometimes to see that there is land on the other side. Every time we're thinking about going out, it scares us. Food quality and how it was prepared. It's so much safer to eat at home. Yep. Always a blessing to pay it forward, says Bullock in 2018. That's the coolest thing when you live like no other so that someday you can live like no other. The ability to be able to bless other people as they're in the middle, as Kimberly said, as they're on this journey, to be able to bless other people is kind of the funnest part of when you've been blessed in your life. Living with less can help. Always, Tiger 812. So timely. Thank you for this. You're welcome, Downtown Vapors. Thank you for prompting Jimmy to post this today, God. Gonna make a call today. Yes, Chad Yvonne. This is weighed heavily on my heart because I feel like there's so many people that this is like $1 million to them. And to me, this is a lot of money. But to me, I want people, if they have $100 need in their life, to ask themselves, what am I doing towards getting $100 in my life? And many, many times that. What are you doing? What are those steps that you're taking to make that financial freedom happen in your life? Ashton says $100 would help me get a new pair of glasses, which I need badly. Jesse says, looking at taking a schlep job that I don't necessarily want to do, I need to invest in what I do want to do, which is to help educate people so I can truly help other people. So Jesse, I would ask you, why wouldn't you do the latter? Why would you take a job that you already are calling a schlep job that you really aren't into? Yes, it's a necessary means to get to the end that you're trying to do to have more income. But why wouldn't you do the job that you're passionate about? And I think sometimes we just need a little nudge. Christine will tell you she was scared half to death when I decided to go full time with Living La Vida Low Carb in 2006. It was a very scary thing. I didn't even have the Living La Vida Low Carb Show podcast yet. But I looked at her and I said, you know what? I think I can do this full time and make a living from it. And she thought I was whacked out of my mind. And you don't want to know what her dad thought. He's like, you're going to what? I'm sorry, what? He's not upset now, by the way. But back then he thought I was truly wackadoodle. And maybe I am a little wackadoodle. Kitty Caddick, I'm really passionate to help people share knowledge for free. I guess I'm not a great moneymaker, more like good karma points. Well, you have great karma. We have lots of strawberry plants in our greenhouse right now, thanks to you. So you gave us good karma. Minimalism has changed how I look at money. Yeah, it really does. When you have to strip down to just like the bare necessities of what you need, it's amazing how much we live with. That if we eliminated them, we really didn't need them in our lives. Joette says, I spend $50 a week on groceries for my granddaughter's lunches to keep up from having to eat the crappy school lunches. She's a keto kid. Oh, that's awesome, Joette. So this is 2 weeks worth of groceries for that little munchkin. Right now I'm blessed in that department, but I will add another $100 to it. Yes, for sure. And when you've been blessed in your life, you should be a blessing to others. I'm a big believer in that. That if you've had goodwill come your way, sharing goodwill with other people is a necessity. Dave Ramsey and Jimmy Moore are my life coaching heroes. Oh, well, I'm honored to be in the same category as Dave Ramsey. That dude has been helping people with financial stuff forever. So yeah, I definitely need to hear this today. You're welcome, beautiful Ben Jeter. Thanks for being here. Can't wait to chat more on the low-carb cruise. Been paying that off since last year. Definitely splurged to go on the cruise. Stephen Nee, you're going to be so happy that you decided to go on the low-carb cruise. And yeah, we're going to talk for sure. I'm trying the penny saving challenge this year too, says Val. Is that where you just throw all your change into a jar and at the end of the year go turn it? Is that what the penny saving challenge is? I've never heard that before. What about art and writing, says Bonnie? That goes by what someone likes. Starving artists and writers must be hard. It's scary to put yourself out there. Well, you don't know what the market is until you put yourself out there, Bonnie. So definitely, if you like to draw, paint, whatever it is that you do it. You'll be glad that you did. Jesse says, I'm investing time in a new venture with a keto endurance trainer. We have a good plan, but it will take time to build, and the green is low. Well, just be patient about it. A lot of times people will get into like blogging and podcasting and things and, oh, I'm going to make $1 million this year. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Show me how easy that is. Don't ever get into it for the money. But then if you exude your passion and you do the things that you need to do, the money will come. February is my budgeting month, says Ein Savoranova. Financial and food health freedom are everything. So yes, you guys are the best. Thank you, Kitty Caddick. So the bottom line of this Jimmy Rants, you guys, which is a special episode 200 of Jimmy Rants, is what difference would $100 make in your life? What need would it satisfy? And what I'll add on as a tag to all of that is, what are you doing towards trying to get this into your life? Okay? So if you're not pursuing getting more of that into your life, then why complain when you don't have the money to get the things that you need? And that's my encouragement to you. I realize it's extremely hard, very hard, to be able to get this into your life when you need it. Because it seems like every time you need it, you ain't got it. And when you ain't got it, you get discouraged and you get down on yourself and you start feeling bad, and all of these things rush into your head, and you think, okay, it's just not worth it. I guess this is my lot in life. And I want better for everybody that's watching this right now. I want better for you. I want you to be able to think, you know what? My future is limitless because I'm not putting restrictions on who and what I am. I'm not going to allow anyone else to dictate whether I have that $100 to do what I need it to do or not. You hearing me today, you guys? The penny challenge, you put in pennies same day as the day of the year. January 1st, 1 cent. February 11th is the 41st. Oh, okay, that's cool. So by the end of the year, you have $667.95. That's cool. I like that, Val. New endeavors are scary, but the risk, reward, and integrity, says Jesse. Scary, yes. Worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. So we've come to the portion of the video that maybe a few of you were hoping would happen. Okay? $100 would make a lot of difference, right? Would make a whole lot of difference for some need in your life. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to have a chance to win $100. Would you like that? So here's what I need you to do. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I'm at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Okay, so I did a post about this yesterday on social media so that I would let people know that we were going to talk about this topic today. I want you to go on that post and I want you to write a comment about what you're going to do to try to increase your income and make this more of a reality in your life. And I want you to tag at least 3 friends. Okay, so tag 3 friends on Instagram when you leave that comment. I also want you to go to YouTube, look up Jimmy Rants. Jimmy Rants, you'll find the show. I want you to subscribe to that channel. Okay, so if you subscribe to my YouTube channel for Jimmy Rants, that's the next step. I also want you to go over to Apple Podcasts or on Stitcher, and I want you to subscribe there as well as leave a review for the show. You might be thinking, wow, you're asking us to do a whole lot of stuff. What's $100 worth to you, right? So if $100 is worth that to you, you will do all of those things and then send me an email, Jimmy@llvlc.com. Jimmy, Jimmy, at llvlc.com. That stands for Livin' La Vida Low Carb, but Jimmy@llvlc.com. When you send me the email, I want you to tell me what is the specific need that you want to put the $100 towards. Okay? Don't just say, well, I just want it. Well, that's not a need. Tell me what the specific need is. Okay? And then show me where you did all of the things that I just mentioned. Where you subscribe to at Livin' Low Carb Man on Instagram. You left a comment on Instagram on my post. You tagged 3 people telling in that comment what you're going to do to try to increase your income. You go and follow me on YouTube. So go subscribe to my channel there. You can leave a comment on any of my videos there as well if you want to. And then finally, the Jimmy Rants podcast over on Apple Podcast or on Stitcher, go subscribe and leave a review there. If you do all of those things and then email me that you did those things and what this $100 will go towards, then yeah, if you have an Android phone, Val, that is where the Stitcher is very easy to get for an Android phone. So don't let that stop you. So if you tag Bonnie, the way you tag people is you put an @ sign and then whatever the username of some friend. Okay. So do those things and you will be entered for a chance to win $100 to go towards a need. Now, this will be limited because it's going to end at midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. So today's date, you watching this right now, if you're watching live, it's tonight at midnight. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's tonight as of the date down there at midnight. If you're watching this on replay, you might be watching it after this midnight deadline is over. So hopefully you watched it live or the day of that I posted this, because it will expire midnight Eastern Standard Time. So take advantage of this, you guys. If you truly have a need in your life for $100, I just outlined how you can earn it. It's probably the easiest $100 you'll ever earn, have a chance to get. So go do all those things, and I want to bless you guys today. $100 is a lot of money, and I realize that. And I want to bless people that know how to follow instructions. So let's see how good you are. All right, guys, that's it for this Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, head on over to Instagram. Go follow me there at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you are there, you can engage in the content live, just like all these people did here today. If you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours, hopefully before midnight tonight. They catch it on replay. And then we put all the past episodes up on YouTube, so go follow me there. Type in Jimmy Rants as a keyword search, and you will find the show. You can also do it on Google, by the way. Type in Jimmy Rants, you'll find the past episodes. And then finally, the Jimmy Rants podcast is on Apple Podcast and Stitcher. If you have an Android phone, Stitcher is your way to listen to the Jimmy Rants podcast. All of these links, you guys, are at jimmyrants.com. So thanks for watching episode 200 of this show that I love doing for you guys. And $100. It's waiting on you, you guys. I hope to hear from a lot of you. And until next time, we'll see you then.